So after months of pleas from Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams, the Biden administration announced this week that thousands of asylum seekers from Venezuela will be granted temporary protected status.
All right, so it means those migrants will receive protection from deportation and be eligible to receive work permits without having to wait the typical 6 months. Joining us right now with details on this and the impact, Ingrid Lewis Martin. She is the chief advisor to Mayor Eric Adams. Always great to have you here.
Always a pleasure to be on the show, Ro. How are you, Bianca?
Good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Let me ask you something. On the face of this looks like a game changer in policy. But when we get down to it, how many Venezuelan migrants do we have in this, in our shelters right now, and how will this impact the city?
So it is a game changer, not on the level in which we need it to be, however. We have approximately 15,000 Venezuelans in our system. Of the 15,000, approximately 9,500 or so are eligible to work. The others are children. We cannot have little kids working, but they'll be with their parents. So it's a good thing. It's a step in the right direction, but we need more. We need all of the immigrants, migrants who have come here to be eligible for TPS status. Yeah. It's a start. We have people here from Ecuador. We have people here from Colombia. We have people here from African countries. So we need all of them to have that same eligibility status. But we do thank you, President Biden. We thank you. We thank the administration for finally listening to the mayor's cry. And because of the mayor's insistence that TPS status be granted to the Venezuelan, other cities and other states in our country will benefit from it.
So, I mean, it's not going to be much of a load kind of off the shoulders.
Drop in the bucket.
It's a drop in the bucket. And will this, because people are concerned, will this now really open up the floodgates? Will this encourage people to come here because we're giving them work visas immediately?
We're only giving work visas to the migrants who are here. As of the middle of last year, I believe it is the spring of last year, and it's Venezuelan, so it's a very specific population. So if temporary work status is granted to other migrants, we are sure that it would be for the ones who are already here, not for ones who are planning to come here. That is why it is important for the federal government to do its job. We need them to come up with a mitigation system so that we can deport, or not deport, but send migrants to other parts of our state, other parts of our country.
The Venezuelans, if you go on social media, they're celebrating this. The word is getting out.
But it's only for those who have been here since last spring. It's not for new ones. So we need the federal government to do its job. I keep saying that. Yeah. We need Congress and the Senate to go and figure out how do we control our borders. We also need the federal government to figure out what do we do with all of the migrants who are here. We have to send them throughout the United States. The governor can be helpful. She can write a letter to the president asking for the declaration of an emergency state. And this way we would get the funds needed in order for our city to take care of the problem properly.
We did ask that because that was on the table of why the governor didn't declare a state of emergency, to which they responded back saying she did declare a state of emergency.
She did for the state in her power, but what we need her to do is to speak to the president of the United States to declare a federal state of emergency, and that's different because with that we get a lot of options. For example, everybody's up in arms about Floyd Bennett Field being utilized. Yeah. If it were a federal state of emergency, we wouldn't have to pay to utilize
You're essentially leasing state-owned land, which is not great.
It's ridiculous. The governor has agreed to pay, I believe it's $22 million, and the federal government had the temerity to tell us we have to leave it better than we found it. Yeah. So if it's a state of emergency, they can open up different federal lands, in other states. They can give us money. It would be so helpful.
Let me ask you this, though, because the crux of the problem right now is the right to shelter policy, which I know a judge has taken up, I think it was last week. Where are we at on that? Because as of right now, we still are mandated to house, feed. We're paying a lot of money for this. So, I mean, this is just my thinking. If a migrant's coming here to send money back to their family overseas, why would they want to leave free housing, free food, and take that money away from their families that they could potentially give? Because, I mean, first of all, they can't even afford rent here. Number one, we just said that 0 apartments that are starting at $1,500. Like, I don't understand this.
Well, first of all, many of the migrants do want to work.
Yeah.
And we find that people, when they migrate here or immigrate here, as I say, because they're immigrating from one region to another region, they live together. Yeah. So, for example, they may be roommates, so they can afford the rent if they're working as roommates. It's hard to find apartments, but we would help them through that process. The right to shelter is something that we're arguing in court. We believe that it is for our indigenous homeless population, not for the world. And I think the governor feels the same way. So hopefully that's something that we can partner on. And we need to get legal aid on board with that.
Let's talk about the work authorizations. How is that process going to work? As you know, the city was criticized about DocGo, right? Who was doing your intake with the immigrants right now. Who's going to do these work authorizations now? Are you up to speed? How long is this going to take?
Okay, so right now we're putting a plan into place and we are handling that process. We are hopeful because we heard on the news that the governor said she would send workers to come with us.
So you only heard on the news?
I heard it on the news.
Okay.
But to be fair, her team does talk to other people in the administration, and maybe it didn't filter down yet. So, but we did hear it, and we do believe that if she's making that announcement, that she would keep her word. So it was good news. What we need to understand about this work authorization, which is troubling, is that if people fill the paperwork out by free, let me get it back. If people fill out the work authorization through paper, it's for free, but it takes a much longer period of time. If they fill it out online, it's expeditious. However, there's a cost. It's $410.
Why?
So we're concerned about that. Yeah. We're hoping that the government, the federal government, will find it fit to waive the cost of the online procedure. And we're training our team. We're getting them ready and poised to help fill out those applications. And we have already been doing that. We have some legal team members from the private sector who's been sending us volunteer lawyers.
Is that not absurd? $450 to fill out this application online?
I feel like it's
$410.
Yeah. It's like a deterrent. It's a deterrent.
Why?
We should ask the federal government that, and that's our question. So we want them to waive that fee. But the private sector has been awesome with us, and they've been giving us lawyers to work with our team to help fill out the paperwork.
Man.
All right.
Bad luck on the federal government.
It's a lot to talk about. Ingrid Lewis Martin, thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah,
Chief Advisor to Mayor Adams. We appreciate you coming on.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.